Hello everyone, it's Coach Leo here from the Football Domain Academy. Welcome back to a new episode of Legacy. So today I'm going to touch on a bit more technical terms. So in our previous episodes I've been talking a lot about mindset and confidence. Today I want to talk to the defenders watching this video, and today I'm going to teach you how to become a better 1v1 defender on the field. So defending is a position which I love. Being a defender myself when I was younger playing, I can definitely have and bring a lot of experience to the table. But today I'm going to talk to you about three key areas that you can implement in your game being a defender, and that will help you in 1v1 situations. So the first thing that we need to develop, especially being a defender, which is such a key and important position on the pitch, because you're the last man before the goalkeeper. So if you get these 1v1 techniques correct, spot on, you will be an asset to your team, and I can guarantee you will never be subbed in a game. So the first one is stay on your toes. Stay on toes. Now, the worst thing a defender can do in a 1v1 situation is be flat-footed. And by flat-footed, I mean on your feet, okay? What you need to do in order to improve your 1v1s is always be on your toes, okay? Because when you defend on your toes, it gives you flexibility to move around different positions. And if you can imagine yourself playing against a really fast, quick attacker, for example, like a Messi or a Cristiano Ronaldo, to be general. Now, if you're flat-footed, there's only so many ways you can turn. Now, if you're on your toes, you're stancing on your toes, then that gives you a flexibility to move around and change direction in the same way that the attacker is going, okay? So important. First thing on 1v1s, as soon as the attacker's approaching you, you get ready, you're on your toes. When you're on your toes, you can then react to whatever direction that the attacker is going to attack you or dribble at you. So, second one is keep distance. Now, this one goes hand in hand with this one. This is so key. I think in every situation when you're defending on the pitch, staying on your toes is so important. But keeping your distance is a very, very important technique and tactic to use, especially when you're defending against a really quick striker. I know from experience that what I struggled in when I played against a fast, quick winger, because I used to play right back, fast, quick winger, was that if he was quick, he would beat me quickly. And that was because what I would do is I would commit and I would stay as close to him as possible. But the problem is, if you stay really close to a winger that's really quick and agile, they'll turn you easily, and that's the last thing you want, because if the winger turns you and they're off, that can lead to the team getting behind you and then potentially scoring. So it's important to keep your distance. Okay, so you're going to stay on your toes. You're going to be in line with the player you're supposed to be defending against, and you want to try and keep a distance to them. So the distance has to be so that if they have the ball, so say they're here and this is you, this is them. If there's a distance, then it's more likely that they will change their decision as they get closer to you. However, if you get close, if you're about here and the attacker is attacking you, he's got less time to change his mind, which means ultimately you will commit to him, and then they'll change. They'll probably beat you, especially if they're quick and they've got quick feet. But what you want is you want to give the defender time, the attacker time, so that he can then confuse himself and maybe change direction. Because when you have distance, this guy, he will lose momentum because you will have a better positioning, you will be on your toes ready, and usually if you play against a quick striker, they always rely on their speed the majority of the time. And when they rely on their speed, their decision making isn't really the best. Okay, so first 2 points, stay on your toes and keep a distance between you and the attacker. Okay, third one is patient or pressure. Now, this goes back to keeping your distance. And why does it go back to keeping your distance? It goes back because now you need to work out what type of player you're dealing with. So you've got the technique of staying on your toes, that's important, whoever you're playing. You've kept a distance between the defender, and the reason why as well you want to keep a distance because you'll be able to judge their movements better. So you'll know that if you commit, he'll beat you. If you stay off, then he'll confuse himself, he'll probably take too many touches, and then you can pressurize him. The third one is very related to this. So do you want to be patient when you close the player down, or are you gonna stay away from him? Are you gonna give him so much distance that he confuses himself and he makes the wrong decision? Now also, players that are quick, as I mentioned previously, players that are quick, usually you should give them a bit of space. There should be space between you. Some coaches might say you don't want to give them too much, but I preferably like a distance between a defender and a fast attacker. Now, if you've been observing the game and that every time the attacker that you're defending against touches the ball and passes it off quickly, then what I would do is pressure quickly. Because once you pressure quickly, that limits the attacker's momentum to pass the ball and his decision making. If he's a fast winger and you know that every time he gets the ball he wants to take you on, distance. If you know that every time he gets the ball he's looking to pass and play to a teammate, you press quickly. And what I teach our players, my players at our academy, the ones I work with, is pressure on the first touch. As soon as they've received it, close them down. But also you've got to be smart. The first 2 times that the player that you're marking touches the ball, you should be able to judge their decisions and their movements. So if he has one touch, so if he takes a touch and you know that his second touch is always playing into a teammate, then you have to press quickly because he's always going to take that first touch, pressure quickly. If you know that every time he gets the ball he's playing it off quickly with one touch, then I would probably step away or give him distance because it will confuse him. Okay, so to sum it up, patience or pressure. If attacker's quick and you know that every time he receives it he attacks you, he dribbles at you, give him distance. Give him distance, that'll confuse him. And also the more distance he gets, the more touches he'll get and the more he'll slow down. If you commit too quickly, he can beat you and get away. Patience. Pressure is, you know that if he plays with 2-touch, press him quickly. You know that as soon as he's coming, if you know every single time he's using 2-touch, pressure him quickly and look to take the ball off him. Okay? Right, so these are 3 tips that we teach our defenders at our academy, and hopefully these are of value to you and you can take them into your game. Okay? If you liked the video, please like or subscribe, and if you have any questions for us, please leave them in the comments.